Hello and welcome to my basic Java tutorial. Today we are going to learn about for loop. So in programming, the same process is often repeated many times, and the for syntax and also the while syntax are used for iterative process. And for syntax specifies the number of repetitions and repeats the same process until that number is reached. In other words, for loop provides a way to create an iterative block. So here is the syntax. As you can see on the screen, well, it's commented out. And this first instruction, which I'm referring about this initial counter part, tells us when to start the loop. Well, you will initialize a variable here with some value. And the second statement, which says right here, check condition, evaluates the condition, and if it's true, then the loop continues, else it breaks. And the third statement, you can move the counter both ways, increment or decrement its value. So this alone is a little difficult to understand, so I'll show you the sample code. Feel free to write the code along with me. Okay, so first let's declare a variable int I, and next let's use a keyword for and the parenthesis, and inside here we can write I equals 0 and I is less than 3 and I plus plus, which means increment. And in this for loop, let's display something. Well, for example, like this, well, variable I, system.out.println, like this, and say I. So what we did right now, well, the initial value of the counting variable is 0. And the conditional expression is I is less than 3, and the loop processing is I plus plus. So let's run it and see the result. It's taking a little bit of time, but it should display something. Okay, so finally we got the output over here. It says like 0, 1, and 2. So what happened is in the first loop, when I equals 0, the value of the counting variable is 0. So the conditional expression variable 1 is less than 3 is satisfied. In other words, since it is true, the variable value 0 is, well, output through the system.println. And in the second iteration, when I becomes 1, the value of the counting variable is 1 and the conditional expression, which I is less than 3, is satisfied. Again, it is true, right? So the variable with the value 1 is output. Then after that, the variable I is incremented by 1, which becomes 2. And in the next iteration, when I equals 2, the value of the counting variable is 2, so the conditional expression I is less than 3 is again satisfied, right? Then the variable 2 is, well, displayed on the screen again, and the variable I is incremented by 1 to become 3. And in this next loop, which is going to be the final loop, the value of the counting variable is 3, right? And the conditional expression variable I is less than 3 is not satisfied. Well, in other words, since it becomes false, the process is not executed anymore, and the iterative process ends here. Okay, so I think that's how it was. Okay, so actually there are more to it and a lot of concepts that we need to learn. But for now, I don't want to, well, cram your head with all the information. So that's about it. So thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.